people. So just like we've been doing it, this is Black Next Gen. My name is Nana. I am a social worker by profession. What I am doing and what I continue to do is I go around looking for people whose stories are definitely worth telling. The main reason why I do that is I am looking for people who are black, okay, or mainly from black and ethnic minority backgrounds. The reason why I'm doing that is my young people and other people I work with do say to me, they don't usually come across people of such background, doing amazing jobs apart from the month of October where there are jobs or maybe people of, minority backgrounds, their achievements are shown. So for that reason, Black Next Gen was launched, and a very interesting thing is for today, I had a phone call from somebody who I am thinking, has an amazing story, which he's definitely more than happy to share. The person actually started working on the shop floor. He's now working as a procurement manager for, a multinational company. I think I'll really, urge each one of you to be able to pay attention, listen to his story, in order for any of you who wants to go into the sector of procurement to be able to, make contact with him and see whether you can get the support that he got where, to help him to be able to be where he is at the moment. Stay tuned as I get introduced to this very important person. Hi and welcome back to Black Next Gen. So on the very important, seat, which is the Black Next Gen seat, we have a very important person with us today. And I call him by the name Edem, but I would want him to be able to introduce himself so that you are very much aware of who we're talking to. Welcome on board.
Thank
and
you.
What's your name?
My name is Edem Dugbache, and I'm originally from Ghana, Southwest Africa. I'm based here in the UK in a little village called Melksham. It's just about 5 miles from Chipping. I'm just on the M4.
Okay. So for those of you who are listening, there are certain basic things that we can start picking off. Edem is living in a village that possibly shows a bit of good life. If we are looking at living in a very green environment, I think it's really important, as compared to some congested areas. Edem, thank you very much for coming on board to Black Next Gen. I think for me, when you contacted me to say that, you are very willing to talk to me about your story. One of the very important things that you did say to me was the fact that you moved from the shop floor and at the moment you're working, as a procurement manager for a multinational company. And your responsibility is not just within the UK, but also other countries as well. Talk to me in terms of your current role. What is your title and what is your responsibility?
So I work for a global payroll provider management company, and I'm the supply relation manager for Africa, Middle East, and Europe. So basically, all the relationships within those spaces, within those continents, sit with me in terms of driving, driving efficiency, point of escalation, contract renewals, contract management, all that, and I tend to do a bit of sourcing in terms of looking for new, business opportunities as well within those continents. So all that falls within my remit.
That's great. So in terms of your current role, how would you describe it? Would you say you are within the accounting department? Would you say you are within the legal department? Where is that in place?
So this role tends to cut across board because you're working with legal on one side, you're working with finance on the other side, you're working with project team, you're working with project managers on the other side. So it tends to, you touch base with every single part of the company, software development as well falls within that because once the systems are being developed before they go live and all, you do have visibility of what's going on within that space as well.
And it's really important. So when I came to see you today, I saw your actual office that you work from, and I think it's really amazing. I will be showing you around, and I'll be showing pictures of his man cave, which is actually converted, which is really suitable I felt a bit envious of that space because, he's got it very, very well set up. And one of the things that I did see, which, really caught my attention, was the kind of books that you are reading, which you are saying to me, this is all related to your work. Okay. So in terms of your current role, what is the kind of field in terms of material that you are reading?
So it's anything to do within the procurement space. So procurement mainly is how, as an organization, you operate and then do business with the external world. Because all as an organization, you're not an island. You rely on other activities around, to operate and run. So procurement basically forms part of all those day-to-day activities. And yeah, so anything within that sort of area, yeah, gives you an insight. Anything within that area gives you an insight.
Okay. So until talking to Edem, I basically didn't know anything about procurement. Basically, maybe interpreting the word procurement, the only thing that came to mind was maybe you buy, things for organizations. But after talking to Edem, what he's saying to me is possibly that should be a field that people should be looking at. Mainly as a black person or somebody from an ethnic minority background, he's of the view that there ain't that much people from the minority background. What is your view in regards to that?
Yeah, procurement is one space that has been utilized, by our kind, our kind a lot, especially females. I've met a few male colleagues, but personally, it's one space we need to encourage our ladies to get into because the opportunities are endless.
Okay.
The opportunities are endless.
So if I am a young person and I'm thinking about a career pathway, is there any reason why I should be thinking about procurement as the next option?
Yeah, procurement because one, no day is the same. So if you're someone who embraces change and enjoys working in a versatile, space, procurement is one good space for you because no day is the same. Every day is different. You don't get bored of the routine stuff. Because I'm not a routine liking person. I like a bit of excitement. You basically wake up and you can plan your day. Things do happen, but then you can still work around it. It gives you a lot of flexibility, and ultimately, the reward is good.
So we are possibly looking at somebody who, didn't just start working within these different continents or being responsible for these different continents. One of the very important things to me is to be able to tell the stories. And the reason why I say that is I want people to understand that people didn't get to their destination just by starting. Edem, would you be able to talk to us, or maybe please talk to us as to where you started from until you get to this point where you are at the moment?
Okay, so it's been a long journey. It hasn't been easy, but then one thing is you need to be determined and never settle for less. You need to be determined, and as we all know, you all move here and you've got a different view of what sort of life you want, and two, sometimes based on the environment you find yourself in, would determine what job or what you do. So I think everyone has a dream, but then that dream just won't happen till you put in some work. That dream just doesn't happen. You need to put in some work. So when I first moved here, I had a job at B&Q. I used to work at B&Q as a shop floor assistant, and that was in Aberdeen. I moved to Swindon with my brother. I used to live with my brother then. I moved to Swindon. I realized I had to change jobs because it was a bit of commute. So I'm like, let me find something, a bit close to home. So I worked at Honda as a warehouse operative, and then I had the opportunity to do all the forklifts, all the high star, all that. So I called that promotion. I moved from the warehouse itself to be like being at the receiving end. So I book in all the containers, offload it, do all that, which, yeah, it was okay, but I needed something more. I wasn't satisfied within me. So while working there, I applied for a job at Tesco as a team leader. and I got it, which was okay. At least it's a step better than what you were doing in terms of Monday to Friday. No, it was a 7 day per rota, kind of rule. You had a couple of days off in the week, but then I think the good thing was the money was better than Honda. So while there, I realized I wasn't too comfortable. I had to do something better, and I took to lorry driving because clearly that would give me the sort of comfort in terms of financial comfort. But while doing that, I realized I was missing out on family life as well. So
Hold on a minute. So you did B&Q, you did Honda, you did Tesco,
yeah,
move on to do lorry driving,
yeah,
all within your adult age.
yeah.
And you never felt the need for you to be comfortable and stay where you are.
No, not at all. I always felt no. And one thing is, at every stage you get within those sort of changes, there's something lacking. So one, you either getting more money, you're missing out on family life, or well, if you're able to enjoy that family life, you haven't got enough money to make you comfortable. So there isn't. One has to give way for the other.
One of the very interesting things that you were talking to me about was your transition or your journey from the warehouse until you get to starting to drive trucks. Okay. What happened after you drove trucks? Was there any reason why you felt, you know what, I still want to continue to pursue something
I
more?
think for me it was having to, get that life balance between family life and work. It wasn't, well, I was getting the money from truck driving anyway, but I was missing out on family lives. I was missing out on kids, spending time with the kids a lot. Because as you know, it was really involving. So all you want to do on weekends is just sleep, rest, because you've got another hectic week ahead of you. And the kids probably want to go to the park, they want to play on PlayStation with you, they want to do all those bits, but you're never available. So they see you at home, but you're not there, kind of thing. And one thing that struck me was my son made a statement one time that, look, he sees his friends' dad brings them to school and pick them up, but I'm never around. And that really touched me. I'm like, no, I need to do something. This can't carry on. Like I need to make some changes. I need to make
So
some
to all
changes.
the fathers out there, I think possibly what the children are telling us is in as much as we may be running around looking for the money, their biggest appreciation is wanting to spend that time with us.
Yeah.
What did you then do, Edem?
Yeah, so I took a week off work, just to spend time and rebuild that relationship because we've got really good relationships. So just to rebuild that relationship and for him not to feel left out, kind of thing, for him not to feel left out. So the first day I took him to school, he was really excited. You could see that excitement on his face. He took me around to introduce me to his friends.
Okay.
That is my dad, because I don't know, probably might be they were teasing him he's not got a dad or something, but you could see he was trying to prove a point that he's got a dad, this is his dad, kind of thing. And to be honest, I met the other parents, the other dads, and we had a nice conversation. They were all really, welcoming. They all said, nice to finally meet you, because they've heard of Jefferson's dad, but they've never met him before. But nice to finally meet you. And yeah, I picked him. So I'm like, okay, I would do the pickup as well, because I thought I was just going to drop him and that was it. But I'm like, no, I like what I've seen, so I would pick him up as well. And I did that for a week. And after a week, I'm like, no, something needs to change. Something needs to change, because this is something I'm actually enjoying doing. Because it's boys normally build a special relationship with their dad where they feel comfortable talking to you about certain things. It might not mean anything to you, but it means a lot to them. So I'm like, yeah, I think I would encourage this.
Okay.
I think I would encourage
That's
this.
great. That's great. So one of the things I would say is Edem has got a very beautiful family. Okay, he's got very beautiful children who are very, very much out there. Really inquisitive and ready, to explore their world. Talking about your motivation, is there any part of maybe your current situation influenced by your family?
Yeah, so for me, I think it's having to give them the better life, give them the sort of life you growing up as a child you dreamt of, because back home, how many times do you go on holiday? Where do you even go? Probably to the village, a funeral program or something, to meet other relatives. But then, to give them a few friends I've spoken to, one friend told me the first time he took his son to Disneyland, till date, it's been years till date. The son is always thanking him for that because he sees he's on telly, but well, he never knew that could be a reality. So it's having to give them, that sort of life, not the luxury, not too much luxury, but then striking a balance where they can they wouldn't feel left out or they wouldn't miss out on this bit. And these things also help build relationship with them as well because they can do fun stuff with you, with it for their age. Those are fun things they do. So they can get to do those things with you as well.
That's great. So whilst you were doing all this, I know at the moment you have a very busy schedule. Tell me about how you were able to manage or how you landed your current role.
So I after I'd I'd done a lot of processing and a lot of thinking. I attended one of these men's seminars. I attended one of these men's seminars, and a guy came, to sort of not specifically tell us what to do, but just to sort of see what opportunities are around you. Have an open mind, see what sort of opportunities are around you. And I quite like one statement he made in terms of the flexibility he has, having to have time to drop his kids off, pick them up, take them swimming, do all that, and also being able to afford certain lifestyle, for them. I'm like, yeah, this is something I would really like to do.
Okay.
It's something I'd like for my family, obviously, and anybody, would want that kind of life for their family. And yeah. So it so happened I had a chat with him. I've known him, we all attend the same church anyway. I've known him, but not really gotten close to him because it's one of those things where after church, everybody just packs off and goes. But I'm like, no, I think I need to start talking to these people a lot, understand what they do, understand, how come they have so much time to play with? Because, for me, I'm always thinking
On the
overtime.
go.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
on the go. But they have so much time, they socialize, they meet evenings to play pool, to go bowling. I go like, I'm too tired to even do that. So that's something I would really like for my family.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And following that meeting, was there a particular pathway that the person helped you to be able to start looking at?
Yes, so based on his experience, he's quite an experienced guy. Based on his experience, we had a chat, just a general chit chat, men's talk, to find out what your strengths are, where he can channel you, for you to not struggle too much, because basically it's embedded in you. You just need to develop it and bring it out. So yeah, we had a chat and he identified a few key strengths within my sort of skill set, and he helped me channel them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So for that reason, there was a motivation of somebody being able to do it.
yeah,
There was the fact that the person possibly looked like you,
yeah.
and there was the fact that the person you were ready to put in that effort.
Yeah.
Tell us your journey in terms of where you are today, in terms of the procurement industry.
So basically, I got into procurement not really knowing what it entails, but I had his support, 247. I called on him. And one key thing is you never rest because he is a busy guy. He makes time for you, and he's still there. While he was there, I think whilst he was helping me, he had his own business he was starting then. He was still schooling. He had family. He had two young kids. Mine were even older than his kids. He had young adults within our church he used to mentor. He organizes programs for them. I go like, how do you get the time? He's got like 2, 3 businesses he manages, personal stuff he does. He takes on contracts. I go like, how do you plan your day? How do you manage all these things? He goes like, it's all determination. And, you need if there should be a bigger goal you should be looking at to drive. There should be that driving force there. every day, tomorrow should be better than today kind of thing.
Okay.
Tomorrow should be better than today kind of thing. And that was one thing he kept, hammering in me, because there were times I was scared to take certain steps. He goes like, no, 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 you can do it. It's, I know you, I know you can do it. You've got it within you. You can do it. And yeah, so it's having that backup, having that person to push you, that, having that push behind you, that you can achieve it. You can do it. You
That's
can do
great.
it. Yeah.
That's great. And obviously, we have come through a period of pandemic where, we've lost companies, we've lost individuals, and people have actually lost families. And for that reason, it becomes a bit scary for people to actually want to think about what is their next jobs that they need to take, what is their next career pathways that they need to take. One of the things that you really said to me that continued to bug my mind was during the pandemic, you had 5 different jobs, offers,
Yeah.
waiting on your table.
Yeah. Yes.
Talk to me. What
So
happened?
during the pandemic, the job I was doing then, I'm like, yeah, the money was okay, but well, certain things I want to buy, well, it doesn't fall within that budget, so I need something more. Because it's not that, as the kids grow, sometimes as the kids grow, their need also, changes, and you need some form of financial security, at some point as well. So I'm like, no, I need something better than this. I need something better than this. So I started searching, applied for, I was just applying for jobs randomly. And yeah, honestly, one truth is this job, the day when I applied for it, I didn't know what the pay was. It was one of those random jobs you see, oh, let me go for it. I didn't know what the pay was. Even up until the final stage of the interview, I was just still playing along.
Okay.
Up until the day I was told what I was going to pay. I kept quiet on the phone. I'm like, they're like, okay, are you happy with that? In my head, I'm like, are you serious? That's what you're going to pay? And you're like, if it's not good, yeah, we can throw in a bit, we can throw in a bit more. I'm like, let me think about it. And to be honest, it was way more than what I was expecting.
Okay.
And HR told me that, just to make me happy based on my experience and the, what I was earning, they were throwing in additional 5K. They were throwing additional 5K on top of what it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it was more of me negotiating now. I wouldn't say negotiating. I told them what my offer was, but then they were actually upping it by 5K. Yeah. So that was what made me go for it. Out of the whole 5 job offers, that was what made me go for it.
That's great.
And it was giving me maximum flexibility.
Okay.
Maximum flexibility.
So in terms of the flexibility, you do have the opportunity to work from home.
Yeah.
You do have the opportunity to be part of your children's life.
Yeah.
So what it means by that is you do the school run
Yeah.
and do school pickup as well. You do have the time to spend time with your family as a whole.
Yeah.
And as a person, in terms of maybe your overall mental health, you feel better within yourself.
Very okay.
Yeah,
Very okay.
that's great. So if anybody is thinking, you know what, I am looking at a career path or maybe a career change, would you recommend what you're currently doing? And if so, what do they need to do?
101%.
Okay.
Because for me, it's put me in a position I never dreamt of. It put me in a position I never dreamt of. One is I've worked in so many companies, but there's no way I've ever gotten close to, people up the ladder. It's always, but then this has given me a different level of exposure in terms of people you meet, at meetings, people you communicate to on daily basis and stuff like that. 1, 2, it gives you financial security. There's financial security there, which obviously ticks everybody's box. It gives you level of flexibility. You can work anywhere, you can work anywhere. And 3, it gives you that fulfillment. You've got, even though you'd want more, but it gives you a level of satisfaction and fulfillment.
Okay.
That you've gotten somewhere in life, but then you can do more. Yeah. And up until where I got here, I never knew I could get here and even do better.
Okay, that's great. So just like you had somebody do for you in terms of mentor you, hold your hand and all that, if somebody is also thinking, or a young person is out there, a parent is out there equally thinking, I will need somebody who can hold my hand, show me the ropes in order for me to be able to get into the procurement industry. Would you be in a position to support such a person or such a parent?
Yeah, I'm more than happy to do that. Reason being, as I alluded, it's one space we haven't got, our kind in there. We haven't got a lot of blacks within that space. The few I've met, are a handful, and most importantly, female. We need a lot of females within the procurement space. So yeah,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
and you can have any skill sets. You can always transfer those skill sets within procurement. So typical example is if you're a female, you're into law, you're a lawyer, you can move to contract management side of it or contract drafting. If you're a female, you're in engineering, that is even a bigger space for you to get into it because you've got a technical know-how. So, basically it's very easy. It's just the principal side of things you need to add to it. So yeah, any form of industry you're in, you can always transfer those skills, within into procurement.
So talking about people within the STEM, industry, that is equally important. That is a clue. So if you are thinking about a career change, you should definitely think about that as well. And equally for young people who are thinking about, career path, are you happy for me to possibly put your email, at the end of this video? Are you happy for me to signpost people to you so that you'll be able to help them and mentor them?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because what my friend and I are looking at doing is to sort of create a platform where to support university students who are in their final year, looking at what sort of projects they need to do, what sort of well, they're almost finishing uni, they haven't got any idea what's out there, to support them, So my friend does that a lot, and it's something that I'm looking at helping him, to do. So yeah, it's something I'll be more than happy to help to
That's great.
support.
That's great. Overall, Edem, I would say I am really humbled for giving me this opportunity. And I think this is basically not off camera. I think I need to say, exactly that. So we are recording this video not just for the very first time, but equally the third time. What it means is we had a technical glitch, but the most important thing is Edem had the patience for me. We've run through, this video, and this is the third time. But guess what? He's had the patience. He's kept, his presentation, his demeanor has totally been pleasant, and he's been more than happy to support the Black Next Gen platform so that we can bring these information to you as our family as well as our next generation. So I will definitely encourage you, if you are thinking of a career pathway in terms of procurement, I have definitely done my little bit by bringing to you somebody within the industry. If you know of any other person who are in other industries that you think may benefit other young black people or maybe other parents who may be looking for a career change or any other direction in terms of career path, I will definitely urge you, just leave your link, just send me, a comment, send me your notification, and I will follow that through. If you are joining us for the very first time, please make sure you subscribe, you share, and also click on the notification button so that whenever we find individuals like this who are definitely our trailblazers, who are really doing the amazing thing for our kind, for our community, we need to make sure that we bring such people on board. Is there anything else that you want to add before we wrap up for the day, Edem?
Yeah, I think for me, all I would tell people out there is there are opportunities. You just need to spot or identify one. Never give up. Never give up. That's one thing. Hard work always pays. Because a lot of sleepless nights has gone into it. But as Nana said, it pays off at the end. So yeah, nothing good comes easy. Nothing good comes easy. That's all I've got to say.
That's great. Overall, Edem said he's not going to disclose his wage to us, but all that he wants to say to us is he's comfortable. Guys, we may be searching them all. Thanks for watching, and it was a pleasure meeting you once more, Edem.
Nice meeting you too, Nana.
Good luck.